I'm going to say something that might be a little controversial. It's okay to travel with your dogs. I got a story. It's September. We're in Yellowstone and we're going on our scenic drive. During the scenic drive, we get out at a few of the, lookouts, and there's also like these really cool like hot pools and mud pools that are at Yellowstone. So it takes no more than 15 minutes to kind of like view what you want to view, take a couple of pictures, and then just be on your way. And that's what we did. When we came back to the van, I had noticed that there was a lady that was just kind of like hanging around the back. And she didn't make eye contact with me, so I didn't think anything of it. And I go to open the door, and I notice the door's not open. So I'm like, Alicia, what's up? And then the lady kind of approaches me, and she's like, yeah, we were just very concerned about your dog. And I'm like, I'm thinking. And I'm like, oh man, I must have left the back window open, because that's really the only way that you could actually hear them. And when somebody's close to the van, they're screaming at you, like screaming. It's not a bark. It's like it's a scream, legit. It's too much. It's okay. It's okay. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, they're territorial, right? They're chihuahuas. They're territorial. I'm trying to explain this to her. And I'm just trying to kill her with kindness, because at this point, I just want the whole event to be over with. And I just want to go do some more sightseeing, right? And then she's like, oh, we called the cops. And I'm like, wait a minute. Y'all called the cops? And again, I'm still being very kind and gentle, because this is an older woman, right? And I am who I am. Okay. And so I'm like, y'all call the cops? Like, why would y'all do that? Like, they're fine. And we were only going for, again, 15 minutes. She was like, she kind of backpedaled at that point, because she kind of saw like I was getting a little teed off. And so she was like, yeah, well, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was them over there. And I'm just like, okay, I get it. And like, thank you. But like, I felt like y'all just kind of crossed the line. Like, they were not in distress. And maybe she thought that, I can feel my blood pressure going up as we speak about it right now. Um, if I was her, I would have just, maybe hung out and like, I don't know. Maybe I would have just minded my business, because it is not a car. It is a motor home. It's a van, but it's still a motor home. So like, it's equipped with all of the amenities to keep my dogs comfortable. And I love like y'all know, I be with my dogs all the time. I love these little chi-chis. And like, for me to put them in danger, it just like, I don't know. I can't even imagine if something happened to them. Right. So I go to the get back into the car. She starts walking away, and I'm just like, let's just get out of here, because like, I don't want the cops to be trying to chase us in the van, and then I'm locked up in the ranger station somewhere. I go try to open the door, and I notice the door is still not open. I'm like, Lisa, what the hell are you doing? And I realized that she's also talking to another lady. I'm gonna let her explain what happened.
So I'm feeling pumped. We just got done with this beautiful little, very short hike. We were gone from the van, I don't know, no more than 15 minutes. And I'm excited to go to our next spot. And I get to the door and I start to put the key, and I hear a woman say, oh, there you are. And she says that they called the police on us because we left our dogs in the van. And I said, well, Rachel killed her person with kindness. I was not so good at that. I told her, ma'am, the dogs are fine. They have all the things they need. They have water, they have ventilation. She's like, yes, but they were barking. And I was like, yep, that's what they do. They bark a lot, especially when people are next to them and too close to the van. And she was like, and I was like, but they have all the things that they need. They have ventilation, they have water, they have air, they have treats, they have everything. And I promise you, the van's probably 76 degrees right now. And she's like, well, we didn't hear the ventilation. I was like, ma'am, what do you mean? You're not going to hear the ventilation. It's right there. It's a fan that pulls the air out, and the windows were open. So they had a cross piece. And it's not even that hot today. It was 75 degrees out. She was like, well, can we see inside? I said, no, ma'am. This is our home. You are not going to come inside my home to see my dogs. Like, people leave their dogs outside chained to the side of a house all day long. These dogs are living in the lap of luxury. But no, you're not going to see inside my house. See inside. Well, I just want to see that they're okay. I don't care what you want to see. This is my home, and you're not going to come inside of it. And now she's like really close to me. So at this point, I'm like, ma'am, you are in my personal space, and I need you to back away. And so she kind of backed off a little bit. She's like, well, I'm just worried about the dogs. Please don't ever do that again. It's like, ma'am, they are fine. I promise you I wouldn't put my dogs in harm's way. Please back away from my home. And so she finally kind of left. And I said, Rachel, let's get out of here. Like, if the park rangers came, there was literally nothing they were going to do. Like, it was 79 degrees when we came back into the van. They had all the things. But the thing that was frustrating to me is it kind of just ruined the rest of our day. Because the next stop we went to, we didn't feel comfortable leaving them in the van, even though we knew they were fine. And so we like rushed around and really get to enjoy the rest of our experience there. Yeah, it was just frustrating because we think about these dogs all the time. We have all the things in place to make sure that they're good, and we wouldn't leave them in a place like we literally change our route to ensure we're in places that are under 80 degrees so that we can make sure that we can keep them safe and still go explore. If the national parks allowed us to have the dogs out on these trails, we would bring them with us. We just can't do both things. And so we plan our travels at times of the year that allow us to go explore and keep them safe at the same time. They always come first. And I understand that like those people didn't know that. That lady doesn't know. And she really just was concerned, but I think she just, misjudged a little bit. Like the temperature wasn't that high. This isn't a regular car, it's a van. And they were fine. They just like to bark at everything.
Yeah, I was just like, my dogs are barking at you. The lady was like so on the side where they were barking. It was like they were talking to each other. And then when the lady left Alicia, I don't know. She tried to explain herself to me again, and I was just like, I get it. And again, killing her with kindness. And eventually she's like, oh, you guys are from Florida? And I'm like, oh, yeah, her mom was there. She's like, okay, me too. And then she'll like try to give me a high five. And I was like, okay, I get it. I think it was just like, I don't know, just a misjudgment by her, but I don't know.
Yeah. So here's what we're going to do when we get back to New Jersey and we can print stuff. We're going to make these big giant signs, and it's going to have both of our yappy dogs in the shape of a heart. And it's going to say, our dogs are yappy. It's just their personality. They're fine. They are temperature monitored. We're going to get the new Starlink so that we can bring our cameras back and have them all the time as well. And like, leave us the F alone.
It's okay for dogs to travel. I assure you, they're having a good time. We have been to, I don't know, at least 20
so
to
many
30
dog
parks around the...
They're on, in their head, they're on a national dog park tour.
Yes.
We're on a national park tour, and they're on a national dog park tour.
They are in good hands. Come here.
They're spoiled rotten, and that's why they're so bad. Say hi. The video's about you this week.
It is.
You guys happy? You see how happy they are? You're so happy dog.
They are very happy dogs. So, thank you for listening to our TED Talk. I needed to get this off of my chest, and I appreciate you guys listening. A lot of you have dogs. A lot of you that watch our videos also travel with them, and I don't know, maybe you can learn a little bit from this experience.
Again, we are not saying to travel in your car with your dog and leave them in your hot car. That is not what we're saying here. We have an RV that has air conditioning. It has all the things. When we need to put the air conditioner on, we can. We have a lot of things in place to keep our dogs safe. And so it is possible to travel in the right ways. And if you're concerned about someone's dog, just consider that. When you see a dog in an RV, they probably are okay. Yeah. A barking dog does not necessarily mean a dog in distress. It could just mean a spoiled, rotten dog like ours. So anyways, we appreciate you watching all of our videos and being so supportive. Drop in the comments if you have any tips for us for next time, maybe how we could avoid this situation. We'd appreciate it. And definitely hit that subscribe button so you can continue to follow along as we go slow down.